Presented by First Commonwealth Bank on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160. Time now for another interview segment, and it is brought to you by our friends at Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And we've got a lot of people here in the studio this morning here for ICTC. And I don't know if you're able to see it, but you can see it on Facebook Live. It is rolling right now. And we have with us Mr. Keith McCracken. He's modeling off some cinnamon rolls to the camera there. Oh, Kelly, we know we can always count on ICTC to supply us with some sweets.
Yes, we got to always do that. Shout out to our culinary arts department because they do a wonderful job supplying you with these wonderful baked goods each month. And I think that's why you keep having us back.
Oh, well, I won't say that's the main reason, but the main reason is actually we do want to hear what's going on over there at the ICTC, and there's been a lot going on. Let's start, I think, with Mr. McCracken, I think. We'll
you know what? This morning, Josh is just going to be focusing on year-end student achievements, and we're so glad to be able to share some really great achievements. And Mr. McCracken is prepared full house here with our Nocti exam scores. Our seniors take that performance and written part of the Nocti. So I'm going to turn it over to him, and he's going to share all of that good news.
So, Keith, maybe you can tell our listeners who are not familiar with Nocti, what is it?
National Occupational Competency Testing Institute. And what that means is that in each program area of our 13, we are verifying the skills that these students should have learned in the up to 3 year span that they've been in the specific programs.
Okay, so this is kind of a major evaluation, but it also kind of acts as a competition, right?
Skills USA would be our competition.
That's what I was thinking of, I guess.
However, I'm going to tell you, Nocti gets competitive between the instructors because there's always the program that ends up with a perfect score. Everybody got advanced. And so there's always a little competition going on there, too. The instructors just keep wanting to do better. So,
all right. So how well did the seniors do this year on the Noctis?
They did very well. In fact, for all of the conditions that we started school under, we ended up with 94% of our students achieving what we call a proficient or advanced level on the Nocti, meaning that they will get a certificate from the state of Pennsylvania verifying that they have really good entry-level skills in those programs.
That's great to hear. Yeah. So that's very high.
Yes, it is.
It just, I guess, is a testament to the quality of the program over at ICTC.
Yes, it is. And we've been, the beauty of it is we've been maintaining that type of achievement, and we actually didn't know what to expect this year with everything started. So it was a really pleasant surprise to tie what we did the year before. And of course, in 2020, there was no data. But the year before that, we had gotten up to 96.6%.
Wow, so that's the high, 96.
That's the high. That's the one we're trying to beat. That's the PR, because it's track season and everybody's saying PR. That's the PR that we're trying to beat, Josh.
All right. Also, a lot of seniors have been taking part in a cooperative education program. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
I can tell you a lot about that. That's what I do most of the time. We had over 20 students placed in local businesses this year. And that means that rather than being at ICTC during their instructional ICTC time, they are at a business working, being trained by someone who's been there for a while and earning a wage, those types of things. And I've got a list here. I can run down through it really quick. But we had students at H&W Global, Indiana Tool and Die, Miller Fabrication, Benjamin's Restaurant, Penn Metal Fabricators, Colonial Collision, Tom Budner's, Keith's Industrial Welding, Mahoning Farm Lines, J.C. Penney, Holiday Hair, Acme Machine, Clark Metal, Integrated Power Services, and there are a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses represented here in a lot of program areas.
So the businesses, I guess they are approached by ICTC saying, hey, can you help us out with these senior students?
Yeah, it works in a couple different ways. A lot of times we'll have a student who comes in and says, I have kind of a relationship with this company. My cousin Joe works there. And so then we call them up, try to work something out. But the majority as a company will call us and say, hey, we're looking for somebody to get in, the entry level here and train them up. And I'm actually, I think my ears are going to bust if I hear one more of the following question. You got any welders? I have heard that more times this year than I can count.
Well, it's a good trade.
It is.
It is a good trade. So some seniors were able to take part in these. I guess what it sounds like, it would be kind of like an apprenticeship maybe, or something along those lines?
Yes, it's very similar. But what we're doing in a lot of cases is the student is starting, rather than going in to learn more, like an apprentice would come in and they really wouldn't know anything.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot. Okay. And they're going to learn about the business while someone skilled is training them. Our kids come in with skills and they're counted on to produce.
Right.
So they might be producing at a level that's not like the highest level in the building, but
it's definitely more than somebody starting in right at the ground level.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's actually a pretty good program, giving the kids the head start that they need to get ahead in whatever trade they want to get into.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much. We got a lot to talk about today, so thank you very much. Kelly, I'll bring you back up to the microphone here.
Sure.
So we have a really good gentleman over here. AJ Allison is also joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Because his family and everybody else involved, they have a great scholarship over at the ICTC. And the two of you, I'd like you to talk about that scholarship, the AJ Heidi Allison Scholarship.
Sure. So it is the Heidi Allison Character Award, and it is easy to call it a scholarship because there is a high dollar amount actually attached to this award. Mm-hmm. And it was developed after the passing of AJ's wife, Heidi, who had been our health occupations technology instructor. And this is a way to leave her legacy continuing on through the next generations. And each year, since Heidi has passed, we have been able to put out the application and have people like Miss Anna Coleman, who is this year's recipient and with us this morning. Our students fill out those applications and they're reviewed by a selection committee. And then the finalists from those applications are interviewed actually by AJ and Heidi's sister, Tammy. They come into the school, they take a day, and they meet our students through the interview process. And they are then able to take those finalists and narrow it down to the one candidate who they believe is worthy to receive the character award. And I'd like AJ to talk a little bit about all the behind the scenes work, because I'm in the school and I'm working with the students and those applications. But there's a lot more that goes along with that, because this is a $10,000 award and this is our fourth award. So we're talking about $40,000 over the last 4 years going out to our students at ICTC. And we're so thankful for that. And it's really made a big impact on those lives and those situations. And AJ does a great job behind the scenes getting a fundraiser together each year that helps support this award. So AJ, thank you.
AJ, it is great to see you once again here on Indiana in the Morning. And let's talk about this award fund and everything else. So what qualifies a student to be nominated for this character award?
You just have to be a senior at ICTC. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much the only qualifications.
Okay, and you actually get to interview the finalists, we'll say, out of all of the people who have been nominated. What are you looking for whenever you think of an award winner?
Well, it's a character award, so we really throw out. I don't want to say we throw out grades, but it's more based off the quality of the
individual.
Of the individual.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking more at what I would kind of consider, and this is not meant to disparage it, more of an X factor.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And this obviously is in memory of Allison, your wife.
Heidi.
Heidi, I'm very sorry about that, but it's in memory of Heidi. And this is, I guess she kind of exemplifies what it meant to have good character in her time over at ICTC.
She did. She touched a lot of lives over there. And I'm just amazed at ICTC and the quality of students they put out year after year. Every year it's harder to pick a winner. And I appreciate Mike McDermott and Mike Worthington and Kelly Fox putting together, we had probably 11 quality students this year, which was the most we've had. 11
nominees.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think we interviewed 7 of them, which was the most we've interviewed. We normally do 5. Mm-hmm. And every year it gets tougher and tougher for us. But this year's winner, Anna Coleman, just really won over us. And my sister-in-law, Tammy Bakota, she really tugged on our heartstrings. And she was definitely the right pick for this year's winner.
Let's talk with Anna a little bit. Anna, how did you feel whenever you found out that A, you were nominated, and B, you were going to be the recipient?
I'm very excited. It was definitely a new experience for me. That was something very that was very exciting to.
You also went through the
experience.
crucible of that interview process.
Yeah, it was.
Was that tough?
Yeah, I was nervous, but it was like once I was there, I got used to it after a little bit. But I was nervous. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to brag on yourself, and I know that's a difficult thing to do, but why do you feel you were nominated for this award? What character have you shown, I guess?
Well,
and again, I know this is a tough thing to do, to brag about yourself.
Well, I just think that I have a very caring heart, and I'm very passionate for. I have an older sister who has brain damage, and I've cared for her for most of my life, and I'm using this scholarship towards going to IUP for special education, and I think all of that put together was just kind of why.
Well, that's awesome that you're gonna continue that.
Thank you.
And carry that on in your career as a passion. So you're a senior this year. What school do you attend?
River Valley.
River Valley. And what made you want to come to ICTC to continue your learning as part of your curriculum over at River Valley as well?
I don't know. The thought, when I went to go tour ICTC, the thought of doing the cosmetology program was just very interesting to me, and I've done that for the last 3 years. And
okay. So you're in the cosmetology department. Excellent. Any sort of specialty that you do?
Nothing special. I
a lot of tools in the toolbox. Then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, this is great, and I'm glad that you've been able to tell your story as well, because that's very inspiring and may inspire several others. Who maybe
that's what I hope to do, is make a difference in people's lives.
Kelly, ICTC making a lot of difference in everybody's life, especially here in this room. Thank you very much for bringing these people down to share their stories.
Well, thanks for having us, Josh. It is nice to highlight our seniors, great students like Anna. She's also one of the Nocti recipients. I wanted to kind of pull that together as well. She went through that. She went through the scholarship interview. We have other seniors doing other scholarship interviews, and they'll be highlighted next week on Thursday night, having our Back to the Indiana Junior High senior ceremony, and gathering all of our seniors and their families to celebrate. And we're very excited about that.
I imagine everybody is. We're right at the mark, unfortunately. We wish we could talk longer. But thanks a lot for coming in, everybody, for coming in on Indiana in the Morning. And have a great summer, and good luck to you in your future pursuits. Everybody else, thanks for coming in. We'll see you around the bend, all right?
Enjoy those cinnamon rolls.
I think we will. This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank.